I never thought my life would twist into something this strange, but the day I signed that contract, everything changed for me forever. My name is Ethan Cole, and I married a woman who could buy the whole city if she wanted. Vanessa Storm, my new wife, looked like a goddess when I first saw her, but her eyes felt sharp enough to cut through my spine. I remember thinking, she can't possibly want anything from me. I was wrong. She wanted everything, my time, my silence, and my loyalty. And all I had to offer was my desperation. My mom needed treatment I could not afford, and Vanessa knew that before I ever walked into her office. "Sit," she told me that day, pointing at the chair like she already owned me. I sat because I had no fight left. "You want your mother saved," she said. "I want a convenient husband. Sign the papers." I asked her why me. She smiled like I was a joke only she understood. "Because you won't cause trouble," she said. "And because you look easy to control." Hearing that should have made me walk out, but when she slid the contract over, all I saw was my mom's fading breath. I signed. My hand shook, but I signed anyway. When I looked up, Vanessa's smile softened, but not in a warm way. It felt like victory to her. "Good," she whispered. "Now you belong to me for 1 year." I should have run then. I didn't. I told myself it was only a year. I could survive anything for my mom. But the moment I stepped into her penthouse that first night, I felt eyes on me from every corner. Cameras. Motion sensors. Guards. Everything had rules. "You will stay in the guest room," Vanessa said. "You will attend events with me. You will not lie to me. Ever." I nodded because I didn't know what else to do. After she left the room, I sat on the bed and tried to breathe. Noah called me that night. "Dude, are you sure about this?" he asked. "Vanessa Storm? She's intense." "I don't have a choice," I told him. "This is for my mom." He went quiet before sighing. "Just be careful. I heard things about her. She doesn't like losing what she owns." I didn't understand what he meant until the next morning. Vanessa handed me a new phone at breakfast. "Use this," she said. "It's safer." She didn't explain. I didn't ask. But something in her tone made my stomach twist. Later that day, Noah texted me asking how I was holding up. I unlocked the phone to reply, but a strange notification popped up. "Location tracking active." My chest tightened. I tapped it again. "Device monitored by administrator." And the administrator's name was Vanessa Storm. I felt heat rush through me, not anger but fear. I called her right away. "Vanessa, why is my phone being tracked?" She answered like she was bored. "Because I need to know where you are," she said. "I don't like surprises." I tried to stay calm. "You could have told me." She chuckled softly. "If I told you, you might try to hide something." I didn't know what to say to that. "Are you serious?" She didn't hesitate. "Ethan, I paid for your mother's life. I expect honesty in return." My grip tightened on the phone. "I'm not your property." She hummed like she didn't believe me. "Not yet," she said. The way she said it made my skin crawl. I ended the call and stared at the screen, watching the little location icon blink like a warning. In that moment, I knew this marriage wasn't a deal. It was a cage. And I had just locked myself inside it. I whispered to myself, "I need help," but even that felt dangerous to say aloud that I noticed it the moment I stepped out of the bedroom that morning. Vanessa's eyes followed me like a shadow glued to my skin. "Where are you going?" she asked. "To work," I said. "Like I told you last night." "For how long?" "Normal hours." She tilted her head. "Define normal." "Vanessa, 8 hours?" She didn't blink. "Text me every hour." I wanted to argue, but the way her voice tightened made me swallow my words. When I reached the office, I finally let out the breath I'd been holding. I hoped the day would be quiet. Of course it wasn't. "Hey, you must be Ethan, right?" a cheerful voice said. I turned to see a woman with bright eyes and a warm smile. "Yeah," I said. "You are?" "Lila Hart." She held out her hand. "I assist in your department. If you need anything, just ask me." Her friendliness felt like sunlight after a week in a cave. "Thanks," I said. "I might take you up on that." We talked while sorting files. "So, how's married life with the queen of the city?" she joked. I stiffened. "It's fine." "You hesitated," she said gently. "I'm still adjusting," I replied. "She's intense." "That's one word for her," Lila whispered. Before I could reply, my phone buzzed. A message from Vanessa. "Where are you? Send a photo." I sighed. Lila raised a brow. "Everything okay?" "Yeah," I lied. "Just checking in." Lila smiled sadly. "Sounds exhausting." At lunch she joined me again. You don't talk much, she said. I talk, I said. Just not about myself. Okay then, Lila laughed. Talk about anything else. I found myself smiling, a small strange thing I hadn't done in days. But when I returned home the smile vanished fast. Vanessa stood by the door with her arms crossed. You took 40 minutes for lunch, she said. I walked slowly. With who? A coworker. Who? Lila. Her jaw tightened. Is she pretty? What? Answer me. I guess? I don't know. She stepped closer. You do know. Don't lie to me. I felt my stomach twist. Vanessa, she's just a coworker. She didn't respond. She simply turned away and said, Dinner? Now. We ate in silence until she suddenly spoke again. Did she touch you? What? No. Did you enjoy her attention? She was being friendly. I don't like friendly, she muttered. Later that night I went to get water. As I passed her office I heard voices. Curious I paused. Keep him in sight, Vanessa said sharply. Mr. Grant replied. He hasn't gone anywhere unusual. That's not enough, she snapped. Make sure Ethan never lies to me again. My heart stopped. My throat dried. My hand shook. Mr. Grant asked, Do you believe he's hiding something? Vanessa hissed, Everyone hides something. I want everything he does reported to me. I backed away trying to breathe quietly. My mind spun. She wasn't just tracking my phone. She was tracking me. Every step, every breath, every second. I went to the bedroom, sat on the edge of the bed and held my head. This is insane, I whispered. When Vanessa walked in I stood up. We need to talk, I said. She raised a brow. About what? I heard you, I said. You're having me watched. She didn't flinch. And? Vanessa, that's not normal. She crossed her arms. I don't like being lied to. I'm not lying. You will, she said. Eventually. My voice cracked. You can't control everything I do. Her lips curled into a chilling smile. Ethan, she whispered, stepping close enough for me to feel her breath on my face. You're mine. Don't forget why you married me. I froze. Her smile never reached her eyes. It was cold, possessive, final. I realized then that whatever I thought this marriage was, I had been wrong. This wasn't a partnership. This was an obsession. I barely slept that week. Every time I closed my eyes, I felt Vanessa staring at me in the dark. And she was. One night she grabbed my arm and whispered, Don't leave me. Promise me you won't. I'm not going anywhere, I said even though my voice shook. You sound unsure, she whispered. I'm tired, I muttered. That's all. She clung to me harder. Sleep next to me. I need to feel you here. But in the morning she pushed me away like nothing happened. Get dressed, she said coldly. We have therapy today. Therapy? I asked. Yes, couples therapy. Maybe you'll learn how to communicate instead of shutting me out. I wanted to laugh at the irony but I didn't dare. When we walked into Dr. Avery Miles' office, I already felt uneasy. Dr. Miles greeted us warmly. So what brings you two here? Vanessa leaned forward. He's hiding things from me, she said. And he thinks I'm too controlling. I said, I never said that. You didn't need to, Vanessa snapped. Dr. Miles looked at me. Ethan, how do you feel? I hesitated. I feel watched, I admitted. Vanessa scoffed. Because you are. For safety. Whose safety? I whispered. Dr. Miles frowned. Has he asked to stop being monitored? He has nothing to hide, Vanessa answered quickly. That's not what I asked, Dr. Miles said. Vanessa crossed her arms. He doesn't know what's good for him. I stared at the floor, heat rising in my face. Dr. Miles spoke softly. Ethan, do you feel safe at home? My throat tightened. Sometimes, I said. Sometimes not. Vanessa stiffened. What does that mean? It means exactly what it sounds like, Dr. Miles replied. You need to let him breathe. Vanessa stood abruptly. We're done here. Dr. Miles raised a hand. Vanessa, this reaction is concerning. I don't care, she snapped. Ethan, we're leaving. When we got outside, Vanessa grabbed my wrist. Why would you say that? She demanded. Because it's true, I said quietly. She leaned in close. Don't embarrass me like that again. The next morning, Mr. Grant appeared at my door. I'm escorting you to work, he said. Why? For your protection, he replied. I frowned. My protection from what? He didn't answer. He just followed me everywhere. Elevator, street, office door. When I walked in, Noah spotted him immediately. Dude, Noah whispered, why do you have a bodyguard? I sighed. Don't ask. No, seriously, Noah insisted. Ethan, this isn't normal. I know, I said. But I don't know how to stop it. Noah lowered his voice. Tell me what's really going on. I'm scared, I whispered. Is that enough? He looked at me with concern, but before he could answer, my phone buzzed. Vanessa, why aren't you at your desk yet? I muttered, I need to go. That night I tried to talk to Vanessa again. Can we slow down? I asked. Can we just talk like normal people? She walked over and wrapped her arms around me like she was afraid I might disappear. I'm trying, she whispered. But you keep drifting away. I'm overwhelmed, I said. Then stay close to me, she murmured. I'll protect you. The shift was always sudden, soft desperation turning into cold control. When she finally fell asleep, I slipped out of the bedroom to breathe. Her study door was cracked open, and I noticed a drawer slightly out of place. Something about it pulled me in. I opened it. My heart nearly stopped. Inside lay stacks of photos. Photos of me. Years old. Different places. Different times. Me walking to school. Me buying groceries. Me sitting alone in a park. How long have you been watching me? I whispered. I had no answer, only the quiet terror settling deeper into my bones. The day everything snapped started like any other. I walked into the office hoping to stay invisible, but Lila spotted me immediately. Morning, Ethan, she said with her usual bright smile. Morning, I replied, trying not to look nervous. You look tired, she said softly. Rough night? Something like that. Before I could say more, I heard heels clicking, fast, sharp, angry. My chest tightened. Vanessa stormed toward us. Why are you talking to him again? She snapped at Lila. Lila blinked. I'm doing my job? You're flirting? Vanessa hissed. I'm not. Yes, you are, Vanessa growled. I stepped forward. Vanessa, stop. She didn't do anything. Vanessa turned and slapped Lila so hard the sound echoed across the floor. I froze. Lila's hand flew to her cheek, eyes wide with shock. Vanessa, I shouted. What the hell is wrong with you? She needs to learn her place, Vanessa said coldly. She's innocent. She's a distraction, Vanessa snapped. And distractions need consequences. Lila whispered, I'm fine. Ethan, it's okay. No, it's not, I said. Security rushed in. Vanessa waved them off. Take her to HR, she said. Effective immediately. Wait, I shouted. You're suspending her? She crossed a line, Vanessa said. No, you did. Vanessa stepped closer. Do you want to argue with me in front of everyone? I felt everyone watching. I felt Lila trembling. I felt something inside me cracking open. I whispered, I can't do this anymore. Vanessa's expression shifted, confusion, anger, and then something darker. What did you say? I said I can't. She moved closer. We'll talk later. No, I said. I'm leaving. Her eyes flashed with fury. If you walk out. I don't care, I said, grabbing my bag. I need air. I didn't wait for her reply. I ran. Outside, I called Noah with shaking hands. Noah, I need help, I said. What happened? I have to get out of here tonight. Please. Where are you? Behind the office. I'll be there in 5 minutes. He arrived fast, grabbing my shoulders. Dude, you're pale as a ghost, he said. She slapped Lila, I whispered. For talking to me. Jesus, Ethan, that's insane. I need to leave before she finds me. We drove to my place and shoved clothes into a bag. My heart raced each second. Where will you go? Noah asked. Your apartment, I said. Just for tonight. Then let's move. We slipped out the back door, avoiding Vanessa's guards. Noah kept glancing behind us. You think she's tracking you? She tracks everything, I said. Everything. When we reached his apartment, I collapsed onto the couch, finally breathing. You're safe here, Noah said. For now, I muttered. My phone buzzed. Vanessa, where are you? Ethan, answer me. Why did you run? Come home now. Don't do this. Please. I shut the phone off. Hours passed. My head throbbed. Noah tried to calm me. You can't stay trapped forever, he said. She suspended Lila because of me, I whispered. I'm ruining everyone's life. No, she is. I leaned back and closed my eyes. For a moment I felt peace. Then a soft knock rattled the door. Noah stiffened. Did you hear that? Yeah, I said. Another knock. Ethan, Vanessa's voice cried from the hallway. Please open the door. My blood ran cold. Noah whispered, how the hell did she find us? I don't know, I whispered. I don't know. I heard her breathing shakily. Ethan, please. I'm begging you. Don't hide from me. Noah whispered, you can't open it. I have to, I said. If I don't, she'll break the door. I stood and opened it. Vanessa collapsed into my arms, sobbing as if the world had ended. I thought you left me forever, she cried. Her tears soaked my shirt. Her arms wrapped around me so tightly I couldn't breathe. Vanessa, let go, I said. Don't scare me like that again, she whispered. I can't survive it. I can't lose you. Her desperation scared me more than her anger ever had. Noah stepped closer. Vanessa, he needed space. She glared at him through tears. Stay out of our marriage. She grabbed my bag from the floor. You're coming home, she said, voice breaking. I felt guilt, fear, trapped all over again. I whispered, Lila didn't deserve what you did. I'll deal with her, Vanessa said. You're all that matters. And just like that, she pulled me out the door. I didn't fight. I was too afraid. The morning after she dragged me home, Vanessa walked into the bedroom holding out her hand. Give me your phone, she said. I rubbed my eyes. Why? You don't need to talk to anyone except me. That's not healthy. Phone Ethan. I handed it over because arguing only made things worse. She placed it in her desk drawer and locked it. You'll get it when I choose, she said. At breakfast, she slid a schedule across the table. What's this? I asked. Your new work hours, she said. You'll only go in 3 days a week. I can't just skip work like that. You can, she said. Because I decided you can. That's not how my job works. It works however I say it works. I exhaled shakily. Vanessa, this is too much. She gave me a sharp look. After what you did last night, this is the bare minimum. When I finally stepped outside, 2 guards approached me. Mrs. Storm told us to stay with you, one said. I don't need guards, I muttered. It's required, he replied. I tried walking away, but they followed step for step. I felt like a prisoner being escorted, not a husband being protected. At the office, Noah walked up with wide eyes. Dude, are those guys following you? Yeah. Why? Because Vanessa doesn't trust me anymore. She didn't trust you before, he whispered. But this is another level. I know. Before Noah could say more, a familiar voice sliced through the hallway. Ethan. I turned to see Evelyn Storm, polished and cold, standing with a quiet authority that made everyone step aside. I need a moment, she said. The guards nodded and moved back. She faced me with an unsettling calm. You frightened her, Evelyn said. I needed space, I replied. She doesn't understand space, Evelyn said. She breaks easily. You must know that. I'm breaking too, I whispered. Evelyn sighed. Vanessa's childhood was difficult. I frowned. Difficult how? She was abandoned more times than I can count. Her father walked out when she was 6. Her nannies rotated every month. She learned to survive by holding on to what she valued. And now she thinks she owns me. She thinks you'll disappear like everyone else, Evelyn said softly. Do not hurt her again. I felt something heavy settle on my chest. Guilt. Confusion. Fear tangled together. Does she know you're telling me this? I asked. No, Evelyn said. And she would never admit weakness to you. But you need to understand the price of pushing her too far. When she left, Noah approached me again. What did she say? That Vanessa breaks easily, I muttered. And what about you? Noah asked. Are you supposed to just bend until you snap? I don't know, I said. I really don't know anymore. That night, I sat with Vanessa in the living room. I forced myself to speak. Vanessa, we need to talk about boundaries, I said. What boundaries? She asked. I need my phone back. I need privacy. I need freedom to work. No, she said immediately. Vanessa, please. No, she repeated. I took a breath. You can't control every part of my life. I have to, she said. If I don't, you'll run again. I'm not planning to, I lied. But I can't live like this. Her face twisted. She grabbed my hands, gripping hard enough to hurt. Ethan, listen to me, she whispered, voice shaking. If you leave me, I will destroy everything. Everything. My stomach dropped. Vanessa. Even myself, she choked. I can't survive another abandonment. Her tears spilled fast and desperate. Don't do that to me, she begged. Don't throw me away. I felt trapped in her arms, wrapped in fear and guilt so tight I could barely breathe. I whispered, I don't want to hurt you. Then stay, she said. Stay with me forever. Her emotional collapse crashed over me like a tidal wave. And I realized the price of disobedience wasn't punishment. It was her breaking and threatening to take me down with her that I woke up that morning with one thought pounding in my head. I can't live like this anymore. I stared at the ceiling and whispered to myself, I have to get out. When I walked into the kitchen, Vanessa was already there. Sit, she said. I sat because I didn't want to start a fight before I even had coffee. Today you'll stay home, she said. I don't like the idea of you wandering around. I'm not wandering, I said. You always say that, she replied. But you have a habit of slipping away. I looked at her and for the first time I didn't feel fear. I felt tired, bone deep tired. I have errands, I lied. No. Vanessa, I need. No, she repeated. You stay here. I forced a calm voice. Then send Mr. Grant with me. I don't care. I just need to step outside. She narrowed her eyes. 1 hour. No more. As soon as I got into the car with Mr. Grant, I texted Noah from my backup phone. Meet me at the cafe. Don't tell anyone. He arrived out of breath. You look awful, he said. I'm done, I whispered. I want out. Noah stared at me. You're serious? I can't do this anymore. He rubbed his face. Okay. What do you need? Someone who can break contracts, I said. Not just contracts, Noah muttered. Chains? We sat in silence until a man approached our table. Mid-30s, calm eyes, a scar along his jaw. Noah, he said. Zane. Thanks for coming, Noah replied. Zane sat across from me. You're the husband, he said. I nodded. I need help. Zane leaned forward. Your wife has resources. A lot. If I do this, you need to understand the danger. I understand, I said. No, he replied. You don't. He pulled out a folder and slid it toward me. Before we talk, tell me something, he said. Has she threatened anyone close to you? She implied she would, I said. Why? Because she hired someone to dig into your circle, Zane said. Names, connections, weaknesses. My stomach twisted. Who? He looked straight at me. Noah is on the list. Noah swore under his breath. Are you serious? Zane nodded. She has a file labeled risk factors. Anyone who could help you leave is considered a threat. I gripped the table edge. What would she do? Zane sighed. Financial damage. Job sabotage. Public humiliation. Whatever forces them to back away from you. I whispered, she's going to destroy people just because they care about me. Zane said, that's why you need to move carefully. If you run, she burns everything behind you. So what do I do? I asked. Zane opened the folder. This marriage contract has loopholes, he said. My heart jumped. What kind? Enough to free you, he said. But you need to make the first move. How? You ask for a divorce. Noah stiffened. He'll get killed. Zane shook his head. Not killed. But she'll snap. And when she snaps, she makes mistakes. That's when we strike. I swallowed hard. So I walk right into the fire? Yes, Zane said. But you won't walk alone. On the ride home, my hands kept shaking. Mr. Grant stared at me through the rearview mirror as if trying to read my mind. I turned away and whispered, I'm choosing freedom. I have to. When I stepped inside the penthouse, Vanessa was waiting. You're late, she said. Traffic, I lied. You always lie, she murmured. I looked her straight in the eyes. Vanessa, I want a divorce. The room froze. She didn't scream. She didn't throw anything. She laughed. A soft, cold, terrifying laugh. Ethan, do you think I will ever let you go? She said quietly. I'm not your prisoner, I said. You became mine the day you signed that paper, she whispered. And I will not lose you. My pulse hammered, but I kept my voice steady. I'm done living like this. You're not done, she said. You're scared. And you run when you're scared. She moved closer. Run again, she whispered. And I'll show you what real fear feels like. That night, while she slept beside me, I stared at the ceiling. I whispered, I choose freedom. And I began planning my escape. I met Zane in a quiet parking garage, the only place I felt unseen. Tell me you have something, I whispered. Zane nodded and handed me a flash drive. This, he said, is proof your wife has been falsifying financial reports and using company funds for private surveillance. My stomach dropped. Surveillance on who? You, he said. And anyone who gets close to you. I exhaled shakily. So she really is breaking the law. For years, Zane replied. Karma's already knocking. I clenched the flash drive in my hand. What do I do now? You collect your own proof, he said. If she fights, you fight harder. Back at home, I acted normal. Vanessa watched me like a hawk. Why are you home early? She asked. Work was slow, I said. You're lying, she muttered. I'm tired, Vanessa. She stepped closer, eyes narrowing. Empty your pockets. I held out my hands. They're empty. Let me see. She patted my jeans, then checked my jacket, breathing hard. Laptop, she demanded. It's just work files. Open it. I did. She stared at every folder. You're hiding something, she whispered. No, I said. You're just scared. Of losing you? Yes, she said. I should have tightened control earlier. Her paranoia was getting worse. The next day at work, I walked in to find tension hanging heavy in the air. Vanessa was standing in the center of the floor, yelling at two executives. Find me the numbers now, she shouted. Do your jobs for once. One executive muttered, Ma'am, the board wants a meeting. I don't care what the board wants. Vanessa snapped. The entire office went silent when she noticed me. Ethan, she said sharply. Come here. I walked over, heart pounding. What is it? Why didn't you answer my text? I was in a meeting. You always have excuses, she hissed. Then a soft voice broke through the silence. I need to speak to HR. I turned and saw Lila standing tall, a bandage still faintly visible on her cheek. Lila? I whispered. She looked straight at Vanessa. I'm reporting the assault. Vanessa's eyes widened. You dare. I'm not afraid anymore, Lila said. What you did was harassment. Murmurs rippled through the office. Vanessa stepped toward her. If you lie about me, I will destroy you. Lila didn't flinch. I'm telling the truth. I whispered, thank you, but she only nodded before walking away. Vanessa spun toward me. You told her to do that. No, I said. I didn't. You're betraying me, she hissed. I'm trying to survive, I whispered. Later that night, Evelyn Storm barged into the penthouse, heels clicking like warning shots. Vanessa, she called. What? Vanessa snapped. Evelyn pointed at her. You're losing control. No, I'm not. Yes, you are, Evelyn said firmly. People are talking. The board is concerned. Your behavior is spiraling. Vanessa paced. They're trying to take Ethan from me. They're trying to run a company, Evelyn said. And you're ruining it. Vanessa's voice cracked. I can't lose him. You're losing everything because you refuse to let him breathe, Evelyn replied. I stood quietly, unsure if I should leave or stay. Vanessa turned to me suddenly. Ethan, tell her she's wrong. I swallowed. I can't. Her face twisted. You're choosing them over me. No, I said softly. I'm choosing sanity. She grabbed my wrist. Don't say that. It's the truth, I whispered. Evelyn sighed. Vanessa, stop before you destroy yourself. Vanessa shook her head. I don't care if I fall. I care if he leaves. Her grip tightened. I gently pulled my hand away. Vanessa, you're pushing everyone away, I said. Her eyes filled with panic. Don't leave me. I'm right here, I said. But I won't stay like this. She backed away, trembling. That night, while she sat in her office muttering to herself, I slipped into my room and locked the door. I stared at the flash drive again. Zane said karma was coming. And as much as I feared Vanessa's collapse, a small part of me, deep inside, felt something I hadn't felt in months. Freedom. It was close. And she was too blind to see it slipping from her hands that I knew things were getting bad when I walked into the living room and found Vanessa staring at the TV, her hands shaking. What happened? I asked. She didn't look away from the screen. Lawsuits, she whispered. They're suing me. For what? For everything, she said. Fraud. Misuse of funds. Hostile work environment. My chest tightened. Vanessa? Her voice cracked. They think I'm a monster. I didn't know how to answer. She turned to me with tears in her eyes. You don't believe them, right? Before I could speak, the front door opened. Mr. Grant stepped inside, looking worn down. Mrs. Storm, he said quietly. What now? She snapped. I'm resigning, he said. Effective immediately. Vanessa shot up from the couch. You can't resign. I have to, he said. I'm sorry. You swore to protect me. And I did, he replied. But this is beyond protection now. She walked toward him with trembling hands. You're abandoning me too? He lowered his gaze. Goodbye, Ethan, he said softly before walking out. Vanessa turned back to me, breathing hard. Everyone's leaving, she whispered. Before I could respond, Evelyn stormed in. Vanessa, she barked. What? Vanessa cried. Do you understand what you've done? Evelyn snapped. The board is revolting. They found the files. Vanessa's face went pale. You told them? I had to, Evelyn said. I had to save what's left of the company. You betrayed me, Vanessa whispered. You betrayed yourself, Evelyn replied. And Ethan. Vanessa covered her ears. Stop. Stop talking. You brought this on yourself, Evelyn said. Vanessa suddenly screamed, Get out. Evelyn didn't move. You need help, she said. Not power. Not control. Help. Vanessa looked at me like I was her last lifeline. Tell her she's wrong, she begged. I swallowed. Vanessa. I can't. Her face crumpled instantly. You too, she whispered. Even you. Evelyn sighed and left the apartment, heels dragging across the floor. When the door shut, Vanessa fell onto the couch like her body couldn't hold itself up anymore. She whispered, Everyone hates me. I sat across from her. They don't hate you. They're afraid. Afraid of what? Of what you'll do next, I said. She leaned forward, gripping her hair. I didn't mean for things to go this far. But they did, I said softly. Her voice cracked. Ethan. I only wanted someone who wouldn't abandon me. Hearing that hit me harder than any threat she had ever given. Vanessa. She suddenly slid off the couch and dropped to her knees in front of me. Don't leave me, she cried. Please. I will fix this. I will change. Just don't leave. Tears streamed down her face, dripping onto my hands as she held them tightly. I don't want to be alone again, she sobbed. I can't be. I closed my eyes for a moment. Part of me wanted to hold her, comfort her, save her from her own darkness. But the other part, the part barely holding itself together, knew the truth. I can't stay, I whispered. Her breath hitched. No, don't say that. I'm losing myself, I said. Every day I stay here, I disappear more. I'll be better, she begged. I promise. I shook my head. It's too late. She clung to my leg. Ethan, please. I love you. Isn't that enough? It isn't love, I whispered. It's fear. She cried harder, choking on her breath. I stood slowly, her hands slipping from my leg. No, she sobbed. Don't go. I have to, I said. I walked toward the door. She dragged herself forward, reaching for me. Ethan, please? I opened the door. She tried to stand, but her legs buckled from exhaustion and stress. She collapsed onto the floor with a soft, broken cry. Don't leave me alone, she whispered. I stood in the doorway, heart heavy, mind spinning. I'm sorry, I said. But I can't die in this cage with you. And for the first time since the marriage began. I walked away. The hospital room felt too quiet when I walked in. I didn't expect the silence to hit me so hard. Vanessa lay in the bed, wires attached to her arms, her eyes half open. When she saw me, she didn't move, didn't straighten, didn't command. She just whispered, You came. I stepped closer. Yeah, I came. She looked smaller than I ever remembered, like all her power had drained out of her and left only a fragile outline. Do you? Her voice cracked. Do you hate me that much? I pulled the chair over and sat beside her. I don't hate you. She stared at me, searching for a lie. Then why did you leave me on the floor like that? Because I couldn't stay anymore, I said. I was drowning. Her eyes filled with tears she didn't let fall. I tried so hard to keep you with me. I know, I whispered. But you didn't try to love me. You tried to own me. She looked away. I didn't know how else to love. I know, I said. But you hurt me, Vanessa. And you hurt everyone around me. She swallowed hard. I wanted to be someone you needed. You tried to be someone who controlled everything about me, I said. And you became someone I couldn't recognize. She closed her eyes. So, this is really the end. I took the envelope out of my jacket. I brought something, I said. When she saw it, her fingers twitched. Divorce papers? Yes. Her voice was barely a breath. You really want to let me go? I have to, I said. For my sanity. For my life. She stared at the ceiling, whispering, I gave everything to hold on to you. And that's the problem, I said gently. It wasn't love. It was desperation. She looked at me again. Do you think I'm a monster? No, I said quickly. I think you're hurt. I think you're scared. And I think you need help, the kind I can't give. Her hand shook as she reached for the envelope. Will it hurt? She asked. Maybe at first, I said softly. But healing always hurts. She opened the envelope slowly, like she was afraid it might break her again. Her fingers trembled as she unfolded the papers. This is real, she whispered. Yes, I said. It has to be. She picked up the pen with shaking hands. Before I sign, her voice was thin, almost childlike. Tell me the truth, Ethan. Was there ever a moment you wanted to stay? I exhaled. Yes, there were moments. When you were soft. When you were honest. When you weren't trying to control me. She nodded weakly. I ruined those parts, didn't I? You buried them under fear, I said. Your fear, and mine. She pressed the pen to the paper, her hand trembling, her breathing uneven. This feels like cutting off my own arm, she whispered. I know. She signed the first page. Then the second. Then she dropped the pen, her hand falling limp. It's done, she whispered. I felt something break inside me. Not grief, not joy, just a quiet ending. Vanessa looked at me again, and for the first time since I met her, I saw no power, no anger, no manipulation. Only exhaustion. I'll get help, she said quietly. Real help. Not for you, but for me. I'm glad, I whispered. She took a shaky breath. Ethan, before you go, can I ask for one thing? What is it? One last hug, she said. Just one. I need to say goodbye properly. I hesitated only a moment before standing and leaning over the bed. She wrapped her arms around me weakly, her face pressed into my shoulder. I loved you the wrong way, she whispered. And I stayed the wrong way, I replied. We held each other for a long, painful moment. When I finally stepped back, her eyes glistened, but she didn't reach for me again. Take care of yourself, she whispered. You too, I said. Then I walked toward the door, the sound of my own footsteps echoing like the closing of a long, heavy chapter. And for the first time, I didn't look back. Noah helped me carry the last box into my new apartment. It was small, quiet, and nothing like the penthouse. And for the first time in months, I didn't feel watched. Noah looked around and let out a low whistle. It's tiny, he said. I know, I said. I kind of like it. He grinned. It smells like paint and sadness. I laughed. That's my new cologne. We set the box down and he nudged my shoulder. How do you feel? I took a slow breath. Like I can finally breathe. No regrets. None, I said. Just relief. My phone buzzed. A message from Lila. Congrats on the new place. Want help unpacking? I smiled and texted back. Maybe tomorrow? Noah peeked over my shoulder. She still likes you. She's a friend, I said. That's all I can handle right now. Fair, he said. We sat on the floor together, leaning against the wall. You think she'll contact you? Noah asked. No, I said quietly. She signed the papers. She let go. He nodded slowly. Good. You deserve peace. Later that week, I walked into Dr. Avery Miles' office for my first real therapy session. Dr. Miles smiled softly. Ethan, it's good to see you again. It feels weird being here alone, I said. Not alone, she replied. Just finally focusing on yourself. I sat across from her, hands clasped together. How have you been adjusting? She asked. Honestly, I feel like I'm learning how to exist again, I said. That's normal, she said. You lived under constant fear and control. It takes time to recover. I hesitated. Is it wrong that I feel sorry for her? No, she said. Empathy isn't wrong. Staying in harm's way is. I nodded. She wasn't a villain the whole time. People are complicated, Dr. Miles said. But your responsibility is to heal, not save others. I breathed out slowly. I want to move forward. You will, she said. One step at a time. A week later, I met Lila for coffee. When she saw me, she smiled gently. Hey, she said. You look lighter. I feel lighter, I said. She sat down and asked, So, how's the new place? Quiet, I said. I'm starting to like quiet. I'm glad, she said. You deserve some normal for once. We talked about work, life, the future. Nothing romantic. Nothing complicated. Just human. Before we left, she touched my arm softly. If you ever need a friend, she said, I'm here. Thank you, I whispered. That means a lot. News about Vanessa reached me a few days later through Noah. She stepped down from the company, he said. My chest tightened. She did. Yeah, she's getting treatment now. Real treatment. I sat down slowly. Good. She needs it. He studied my face. Does it bother you? No, I said. It gives me closure. I meant it. There was no anger left. No fear. Only a quiet sadness for what we both became, and a gentle hope for something better. That evening I returned to my apartment. I opened the window and let the cool air wash over me. No guards. No cameras. No footsteps tracking my every move. Just me. For the first time in a year, I felt a genuine smile stretch across my face. I whispered, I'm free. The word felt strange. Heavy. Beautiful. I thought about everything I survived, her obsession, my fear, the walls that trapped me, the lies, the threats, the nights I thought I'd never escape. And now, I had a key, a door, a life that belonged to me again. I closed my eyes and let the silence settle around me like a blanket. Survival wasn't running. It wasn't hiding. It was choosing myself even when it hurt, even when it meant letting someone else fall. I stepped back into my small living room, looked around, and let out a quiet breath. I didn't run away from her, I whispered to myself. I ran toward the life I deserved.